Warning. The Dragon Between podcast may contain language and adult humor that is unsuitable for those 13 years and younger. Viewer discretion is advised. You're listening to the Dragon Between podcast, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign that takes place in the Eberron pulp fantasy setting created by Keith Baker. New episodes are recorded every other Sunday and released on the following week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel for clips and future episodes. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for updates and news on the podcast. Thank you for listening, and now on with the show.
When the characters last met, the strange tale of Owry and Ender's abduction drew to a close, revealing the duo's parasitic affliction. As they recalled the horrible ordeal to their friends and attempted to make some sense of it, the characters ruminated over what could be done to remove the illithid tadpoles from their brains. The newcomer, Red Sharpclaw, then suggested that the group seek out the wisdom of a torn druid located on the western outskirts of the crawling swamp, after taking some rest at the outpost, of course. Red then led the party into the largest building, a general store and tavern set up on stilts and run by a shifter called Bleck. The proprietor thanked the group for their efforts, and then asked for further assistance with the invading plant creatures. With the more pertinent issue of Owry and Ender's affliction looming over the group, the request was respectfully declined. The proprietor became increasingly odd and insistent, putting the characters on edge, and eventually Red became hostile towards the party. Suspecting foul play, Eli attempted to dispel whatever the shifter might be doing. The atmosphere within the tavern drastically changed, and Red suddenly lashed out at Lithana with her greatsword. One by one, the patrons within the building began shifting into ooze-like creatures, rushing towards the party with seemingly hostile intent. The group defended themselves bravely against the creatures, and Lithana backed away from the barbarian Red, unleashing arrow after arrow. The consecutive attacks seemed to affect a change in Red, as she suddenly stopped attacking the group and unleashed her rage on the oozes, warning the group of a greater threat under the tavern floor. The battle continued on, with the proprietor being revealed as a distraction for the real threat, an intelligent ooze-like creature with polymimetic abilities and psionic abilities as well. The party gazed on in horror as a huge ooze reached out, doing something to their companion Eli. They watched on as Eli fell unconscious from a psionic attack. With their ally now unconscious, the ooze battle continues. And I believe we would just finished the second round of combat, if I am not mistaken. That sounds correct. We had just ended on Ender's turn.
You might need to reshare everything.
Okay, I can do that. I will share the sheet with you all.
Oh, yes, right. So, Sabrina, I think on Zito's turn, you should probably just have Zito finish off you. He started it. He gets to end it.
Zito doesn't make me.
Poor Zito. Alright, well, let's see who goes next. It is Lithana's turn. Lithana, you have just seen your companion, the wizard Eli, hurled away and fallen backwards away from this amorphous reddish-pink blob.
Alright. She doesn't like fight dead. She's going to move.
Okay.
About to here. Seeing that the red is
Red
for some reason
is you can see that she's been pulling the arrows that you've been plugging her with out as she is now attacking one of the oozes. And you saw and heard her saw her gesture towards where that creature now is, and speak, saying that there was another threat below the floor. And this thing is looming large, pulsating, and it is rising up much taller, almost towards the roof of this establishment. That is a solid wall you're trying to go through, by the way.
I ignored that.
There you go.
Desana will aim and she will move her hunter's mark over to the...
You also still have red sharp claw targeted. There you go. Also, your microphone is all of a sudden sounding like you're trying to talk through a wet paper towel.
Is that any better?
It is. Hello.
Okay, she will go over and make a target at the Motley goo.
At the Motley goo. As you draw your arrow, I think you already had that on you, Lathana. So I'm going to take one of those off. There you go.
And she will draw her gun and aim and...
That is most definitely a hit, as your arrow sinks into the amorphous, bulbous flesh of this creature. And you can see now that it appears to be becoming one with it now, being absorbed into the body. And where it impacted, you just kind of see a little bit of a ripple effect on it.
Okay. Latana will focus less on accuracy and more on trying to just shoot it through. So -5 attack. Something.
What is focus, by the way? I was curious.
Let's see. It's under.
Is that like something under your sharpshooter ability?
Yes.
Plus 10 damage if you hit, but you take a -5 penalty. Make sure you hit the -5 before you roll.
Got it. Okay. She'll prepare another arrow and try to strike it true.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is a miss. Your arrow bounces off of the top of the counter and flips end over head and is gone somewhere behind the counter.
Okay. She'll just say, "Someone help Eli! Don't really know how to do this without him." And then...
Okay. I believe that makes it Ender's turn. Ender, you see this thing pressed up against the bar, which is somewhat destroyed in a few places. There's like chunks of the wood which have splintered and shattered in areas from Zito's shatter ability. And it's right up against you. You can see it pulsing towards you.
I'm gonna look down at Eli and give him a good couple kicks and tell him to wake up. And see it's not working and just go to attack Oblex. Real question. I have a quick question. If I were to stabilize Eli, like I think a good team member would try to do, what are the rules?
That would be a medicine check, and it would take your action.
It would.
And you would have... it's a relatively low DC, and it wouldn't give him any health. He would just no longer have to be taking any death saves.
If he keeps taking damage right now...
He's gonna fail death saves. Yeah, if he takes damage from anything, he'll take automatically fail a death save.
But if I stabilize him, he won't have to make any of those death save checks.
Until he gets hit again, correct. So if he gets hit again while he's unconscious and no longer making death saves, he'll then start to have to make death saves again.
I understand.
You could also try to throw a healing potion in his mouth.
I don't have one.
Ah, okay. Rob him.
But let me ask him real quick.
Take
Eli, do you have a healing potion? Maybe I can like pick him up like a wee baby and like put a little nook at the end of it and.
I mean, you could
like a little baby.
grab him and run away with his body and run away from the creature. That is a possibility.
If I grab him and I run away from the creature,
You take an opportunity attack. He does not.
bring it on then. That's exactly what I want to do. I'd
Again,
like to pick up Eli.
I'm not giving you suggestions to metagame here. I'm just saying,
no.
You do what you wanted to do at the start of this turn without asking what we should do.
It's not a question of what should we do. It's a question of what am I allowed to do. And if I'm allowed to pick him up and run away with him, that is exactly what Ender would do. Because Ender protects people.
Sure. That would be your action.
Yep. I'm okay with that. I'm going to pick him up
So
and...
as part of your movement and your action, you can pick him up and run away with him.
Cool. And I'm going to...
So first, the Oblex spawn is not close enough to you to use its reaction. The Elder Oblex will attempt to hit you with its pseudopod as you try to run away with him. Run away.
That's where I'm heading.
All right. Let's see if it'll get you. That's a miss. So as you suddenly see this pseudopod begins to emerge from its body, and it flops out, trying to hit you. But you're able to very briskly run away with Eli's unconscious body.
What actually really happens there, guys, is I basically take my baseball cap and I put it backwards, and I say "smell you later," and you see me ride on a skateboard, and I grind a little bit off the bar, and I do a really cool kickflip onto the ground, and I ollie over the scorpion tail as Ari is with both Oblex spawns and both her claws. It's just the coolest thing any of you've ever seen, basically.
Hmm.
And by the way, I'd like to be holding Eli. He's on the other side of me, so swap me places. I'm gonna be in between the Elder Oblex and Eli.
Okay.
And you said that was my action to pick him up, correct?
It would be your action, and yes, to grab him and move him. Because ordinarily, like if you were just wanting to move the body, I would say as part of your movement you could pull an ally to safety, but you're trying to grab him, hoist him over your shoulders, and run away with him. So that's why.
It makes total sense that it's going to be an action.
Yeah.
All right.
So you wanted to flop him on the floor right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to be holding on to him anymore.
Gotcha.
If that's okay, if I could drop him as part.
Okay. I mean, it's. I would say that if you had some movement left, you could release his body. Otherwise, you'd still be holding him.
All right. So just like at weekends at Bernie's, guys, I put shades on Eli and everything's okay.
Oh, so you're just holding him next to you? Just holding him up?
I'm gonna go party on his ship after this.
Oh, hey.
All right. End of turn.
Okay. Eli, if you'd be so kind as to roll a death save for me, sir.
What if I don't want to?
Unfortunately, that is a failure.
Oh my god.
That's what you get for saying, what if I don't want to?
Can I give him my inspiration?
No, unfortunately, no.
Hey, Eli, maybe don't roll a fucking 3. Jesus.
I wish I
Jeez.
could control the dice.
Red, it is your turn. This thing has been walloping you. It's in your face. You watched as the half-orc, who called Ender by his companions, ran by with the unconscious form of the wizard next to him. He's dragging him along. You hear his feet skidding across the floor.
Red glances that way briefly, but doesn't really care right now. And she'll try to attack the spawn in front of her
Okay.
with her greatsword.
That is most definitely a hit. And you splatter the creature as you carve into it with your greatsword. You watch as the amorphous creature slides off of the end of your greatsword blade.
Cool. And then she's going to move over here next to the spawn number 2.
Okay. You see a giant scorpion where once was the somewhat lithe and meek form of the druid that traveled with these individuals, and is holding both of them up in the air, grappled in its claws. Looks like it's trying to peg them with its tail.
And do I get advantage if they're grappled? I'm not sure how that works.
Grapple just makes a creature's movement 0.
Okay. So I'll tap that one.
That's a hit. And the creature pops like a water balloon, sloughing out of the claw of the Owry scorpion.
And then I'll move over to this last one and try and hit it with my fangs.
Okay. That is also a hit. And as you reach out, jaw wide open, your canines or feline sharp teeth biting into it, and it explodes in your face, coating your face in goo.
And I won't scream, but she's just like screaming in rage and like kind of like agony because all her friends are dead. And she's out of mind control now.
That's so sad.
As she does all this. And that's my turn.
Okay. On Oblex Spawn 3's turn, it's going to slurp over towards you, Red. You watch as it sort of flattens itself and it goes under the table, seeming to split apart and then reform as it comes towards you, and then attempts to hit you with its pseudopod. And its pseudopod arcs out and whaps you across the face, and you take 8 damage, reduced down to 5, as you partially resist its attack. Oblex Spawn number 6 now is going to slough off of the large or somewhat wide table of the tavern and comes up behind Owry in her scorpion form and is going to attempt to hit her with its pseudopod. Does 11 hit? I'm not sure if it does. Let me double check.
Shit, the scorpion? Hold on.
Let's see. Scorpion. Giant scorpion. Nope, it does not hit. Here, let me drop that sheet on there for you.
I pulled it up.
All
I
right.
see them.
And it's your turn. Something just tried to whap you in your butt. And this fiery red-haired woman just destroyed the 2 spawns that you were holding up in your hands.
Alright. Seeing that my claws are completely free, and knowing that I'll take an attack, I'm still going to make my way
Okay.
over to my fallen friend.
All right. You hear the sound of the clack, 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 clack of the many legs of Owry in her scorpion form on the wooden floor.
Is 6 gonna slap me?
6 gonna slap you? Absolutely, 6 is gonna slap you.
Yeah, so I thought.
That's okay. 6 hits, dealing 6 damage, reduced down in your form. You just lost 6 of your little health bubble from your giant scorpion form.
Perfect, and I actually just lost all of it because I'm gonna drop down into my normal human form, or elf form.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab onto Eli, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on him at Let me see. I'm gonna do it at 4th level.
Okay. Eli, you are currently being held up, and you hear this sort of almost like a sizzling sound, but it's a calming sound of like it sounds like drying leaves. As you see this, your eyesight, as your eyes blink open, you can see Auri looking at you with a concerned look on her face.
And then you hear Ender say, "Dibs on the boat."
Eli looks
Skyboat. It's a
What's that?
Skyboat, right?
Who are you? Where am I?
Just stay behind that big guy, okay?
We are still in danger.
Danger? Eli looks around.
And then I'm going to gesture towards the Elder Oblex hanging out, drinking a beer.
Is that all you do on your turn, Auri?
That is all I do on my turn, yeah. That was my bonus action, my action, and my movement.
All
so, yeah.
right. Zito. Sabrina, what does Zito do on his turn? Zito is realize that he's by himself standing on top of this bar, and a giant red booger is coming at him.
Yes. Zito. Zito is pondering all his spells and oh god. Okay. Technically out of range of it right now.
As far as you know, it seems to be out of range.
Also, even if you do move out of its away from it, it already used its reaction, which I'm assuming he only has one, on padding towards.
Yeah, it already used its reaction, so it won't be able to attack you.
Alright. We'll hop on the table, hop on this table.
Okay.
And then he will cast Magic Missile.
Go for it.
Gosh.
So the way that it works, if I'm not mistaken, just make sure that you're marking off the spell slot for Magic Missile.
You just hit me.
Yeah, I don't know how to target it with my second character.
Yeah, you're targeting Eli for some reason. So let me take you off.
Yeah.
You can take that damage off of yourself, Derek. Clearly was.
Okay. I was gonna say.
Sorry. Oh gosh.
Ender didn't mean it when he said killed.
Alright, what is Magic Missile? Is a first level spell or a second level spell?
First level.
It's a first level.
Okay, I don't see it prepared.
Oh.
That's why I'm like concerned.
Okay.
In fact, I don't even see Magic Missile on his sheet.
No? I see it.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize. It is prepared. I'm dumb.
Okay.
It is a level 1 spell.
Okay.
Because he has Artificer spells, plus he has the ability to take spells from other spellcaster types. So yeah, you're casting at level 1?
Let's do it at level.
So ordinarily you get 3 darts, and when you cast it at a level higher, you get 1 more dart for each slot level above first level.
Okay. I will cast it at 3rd level, which I hope I have that because I can't figure out where my.
Let's see, 3rd level. You do. So you're casting it at 3rd level? There you go. So you get to do it 5. So if you just hold down, if you grab the damage die and then right click 4 times, you should be able to throw it 5 of them all at once. And it's just, wow, those are some low rolls. And chunks of this creature are blasting off of it, but it doesn't seem to be losing any mass.
And can I do anything else?
I believe that was your action.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with artificers if they have a bonus action ability that they can do. He
Well,
might
I
have.
guess- Sure.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything that I see that he can use as a bonus action, I don't think.
Okay. Zero says, we'll
Yeah.
get it.
Doesn't he have a
And then-
turret that he can throw out?
Oh, yeah.
Or is that an action?
Let's see. Magical Cannon.
That would be the only bonus action I would think that there would be, if at all.
It says you have to use an action,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's an action. Yep. Just wanted to check.
No worries. Alright. That's the end of your turn.
Oh,
Alright, let's see. What do I want to do? Going to... There is a sort of a shimmering almost like a dancing lights that begin to form in front of the creature, and a portal begins to open in front of it, and it passes through. And the instant that it does this, a portal opens up directly in front of Auri, Ender, and Eli, and the creature suddenly appears in front of you. And that's its action. And Lithana, it is your turn. You just watched as this portal appeared out, a teared reality appeared, not too different from something you've seen your companion Eli do before, appears in front of Auri, Ender, and Eli. And this creature emerges from it.
Bad news, Eli. Eli, we're gonna be going after the Elder Oblex and crap.
gosh. Lithana is going to be like, well, that is the smartest slime I've ever seen. And she will notch another arrow, and I can focus more on the piercing than accuracy, and attempt to shoot it.
Okay. Yeah, it has an intelligence of 22, just for if you're wondering.
Gosh. What?
It is the smartest dudes ever. Unfortunately, that is a miss. As you attempt to once again to peg this creature with an arrow, you just watch as it just seems to bounce off of the jello-like surface.
Lithana's frustrated, and she will try once more.
That is a hit. I believe you do 10 extra damage if I'm not mistaken.
Hey.
Hey.
Plus 15.
Yeah, because of her damage. Yeah, if you look in there, you can see where it says plus 10. So she rolled a 5 plus 10 plus the 7. Or excuse me, 6. 7, 6 plus 10, if I'm not mistaken. Or plus 15.
Alright. That's it. Lithana will end her turn.
Okay.
And just say, good.
Good luck. All right, I believe that makes it Red's turn.
Yes. Red is gonna go after the Oblex in front of her with her claws, or fangs first. Which misses.
Yeah, unfortunately that is a miss.
Try with her sword. Dang.
It seems to be like crawling all over you right now.
And she'll try one final hit.
And that is a hit. 24. It definitely hits the creature. And as you slash through the creature, it splatters and scatters across the wooden floor of this place.
And she's dead.
Okay. Oblex spawn numbers. You do have movement if you want to move.
I guess I'll move closer to this guy.
Okay. There we go. Which is fortuitous for the creature that was getting ready to come up to you and try to blindside attack you with its pseudopod. Unfortunately, it misses you, rolling a 16. And that is all it can do on its turn. Zito, it is your turn. Sabrina, what does Zito do on his turn? Besides dancing on top of the table.
He will dance elegantly and fiercely. No. Okay. Well, Zito will take a couple steps closer. Oh gosh, that's not gonna go far. I likely can't use Thunder Wave, right? Because I'm not close.
Yeah, I believe that's a cone that goes out from you. Chris, those stubby legs. I believe Derek mentioned something about a Eldridge Cannon.
Yeah, I'm going to him. Zito will pull out his Eldridge.
Okay. That takes your action. Essentially, let me pull out a little token for you on the map. A little creature pops out of a sort of like a Pokeball. And let's see. Take an action to magically create a small or tiny Eldritch Cannon, which create in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you. So it sort of pops off of the table and lands in front of you, and pops out on these little feet. It has an AC, just to give you an idea of what it can do. It has an AC of 18. It has a number of hit points equal to 5 times your Artificer level. So it's 5 times 4. If I'm not mistaken, Zito has 4 levels of Artificer. Does that sound right? Yep. Nope, he has 5, so 5 times 5. So it has 25 hit points.
Cool. Can I do anything else?
On each of your turns, you can take a bonus action to cause the cannon to activate if you're within 60 feet of it. So you can make it walk right now. So it can go, as part of your action, you can have it move up to 15 feet to an unoccupied space.
Moves 15 feet.
So you just drop this little ball and it sort of turns into a little mechanical spider creature. That's it. On your next turn, you'll be able to have it do something. On the Elder Oblex's turn, Auri, Ender, and Eli, the 3 of you hear this intrusive voice in your head now. It says, "He's mine."
Oh, that's all you had to say. Okay, let's go, Ari.
And the creature, first with one pseudopod, crashes down towards Auri, attempting to bash into her. It has a reach of 10, so it can hit both Auri and Ender if it chooses to do so.
That's
So
like
that's,
asking.
20.
That's like asking yourself, would I like one slice of pie or
So-
2 slices of pie?
So,
If I choose,
Auri, this thing appears out of a portal, not too dissimilar from the portal that Eli creates to use a dimension door. And as it does so, it wallops you with one of its pseudopods, and you take 22 bludgeoning and psychic damage from this impact.
Owie!
It then turns its attention to you, Ender, and with its second pseudopod attempts to wallop you with this long arm of the law, if you will.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it rolled a 9, so that will miss you. Eli, if you would be so kind as to make a wisdom save.
Is this charming effect?
It is not. This is what happened to you before, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, that is a failure.
Oh, I have +4.
For a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
that was
Yeah,
a check.
That was a check. My wisdom save is +4.
Okay. Well, if it's +4, you still failed. So we'll
Oh,
take the
okay.
we'll take the roll as it is. The DC was an 18. That was to beat it. So Ender and Auri, after being Auri being smacked by this pink tentacle, Ender, you managed to dodge out of the way, and you just watch as Eli is suddenly enveloped by this thing. Pulls him close to it, tendril stretching across his face, as he takes 40 psychic damage.
I took it for him.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No,
I did
no,
not-
we can't. We will accept the roll
Let
how
me
it
take
is.
that off of you. There we go. You're back down to 14.
No, I remember
And-
being at 10.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm making you murdering one of my friends very difficult.
I don't know why I was still targeting you. I apologize, Ender.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Eli because you're killing my friend.
So
What did Eli ever do to anyone except save us and remind us about it a billion times? Every single time we're playing, in fact, he just tells us, "Never mind, you can have him."
never mind, I can have him. So Eli, once again, it's just sort of regurgitates you down onto the ground, slowly, almost gingerly sliding him back down to the ground, and you both hear, "Yes." And Ender, it's your turn. You just watched your friend once again get knocked unconscious in front of you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pick him up and run again.
Okay. It will take its opportunity attack against you. Let me
I
make
know it
sure
will.
that I am not targeting Eli, that I am targeting you. It misses you as you grab him and running away from him again. And I'll say you would probably want him right there, correct?
To the left of me.
To the left of you? To the left,
Yep.
right there? Okay. That's the end of your turn?
I have a bonus action, right?
Well,
That's the end of my turn.
okay. Eli, make another death save, sir.
It says I'm dead.
Does it? I don't think so. No, you're not dead. It says you're dying. Status dying. Exceeded your hit points by 15.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say, but my token says RIP.
No,
so
yeah, it's dying.
Okay.
RIP is just
All right, I was gonna
just
say because it's supposed to exceed my hit points fully. To
yeah,
die, like,
it only exceeded it by 15. That's a success. Hey. And Auri, it's your turn. This thing just walloped you. You watched as Eli was knocked unconscious again, and Ender grabbed his body and ran away with him.
Well, I think I'm gonna turn into a polar bear and try to fight it.
You gonna do a polar bear?
Yeah.
All right. I will drop the bear.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay. And I will drop a token on you.
I'm gonna try and give him a little smack.
You gonna give him a smack?
I try.
That was a good smack as you slash into the creature. There's this rippling effect as Auri suddenly sprouts white fur and becomes a polar bear. It's the weirdest thing you've ever seen this week, Red. Unfortunately, your claw attack is a miss. Is a
That's okay.
natural one.
Still bitter. And that is my turn.
That's your turn?
That's it.
Okay. Red, it's your turn again.
I will hopefully not roll super low this time. Oh, character sheet. Okay. I will swing, now I'll go for my claws on this guy.
That's a hit. I think it is your fang attack, if I'm not mistaken. You deal a healthy 13 piercing damage as you bite into this creature. And it just sort of sloughs. It's the most horrible tasting thing you've ever had in your mouth. This week.
This week. Very good. Okay.
And as you slash into the creature with your greatsword, you're able to once again splatter the creature. If it had like a solid head for you to decapitate it, you would definitely have popped it like a water balloon.
And then she will charge over towards the Elder.
This creature, which has had you under its thrall.
Yeah, she's pissed. I'm gonna just freaking roar and swing at it.
That's a hit. Red lets out this primal scream as she rushes forth, slashing into the pink Oblex with 14 slashing damage.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Lathana, it is your turn.
Anna will try to take this thing out. Does it look like the thing is the arrows are doing something?
As far as you can tell, it looks like it's just the arrows are doing something, but doesn't seem to be doing quite much, unfortunately. A lot of your arrows seem to be still floating in its amorphous body.
Lathana will drop her sentries mark and concentrate. And
Okay.
infuse her arrow with light.
Infusing her arrow with lightning.
And we will make her attack.
Okay. There's a sudden smell of ozone and crackling noise as you notch an arrow, and electricity begins to run along the shaft of the arrow towards the arrowhead.
If I use shooter, can I still have that ability?
It depends on what you're trying to do with your lightning arrow. What are you trying to do? You're using Zephyr Strike?
Lightning arrow.
Lightning arrow. Okay, so lightning arrow, you have to use your bonus action to do it. So with your sharpshooter, before you make an attack with a ranged weapon that you're proficient with, you can still use this. It doesn't cost an action. This is just something that you've trained to do.
Okay, so I can't.
If I'm not mistaken, yes, you should be able to use that ability, even though you use your bonus action, because it doesn't affect you when you use your bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay. Alright. She will take aim and say, blow on her arrow and say, please. Please.
That is unfortunately a miss. Go ahead and mark that spell slot off for me, if you would.
Okay, for the spells, I can do the same thing, so for 1 minute, so she'll take another
Okay.
attack.
Unfortunately, that is another miss.
She's
that's what
attacking with Zito. Oh no, never mind.
No,
Zito's
she's she's attacking with her special longbow that Zito made for her.
Oh yeah, I read it wrong. I'm like Zito. I'm like what?
That's because he made something and he put his name on it. Come on.
That's it?
Okay. Ender, it is your turn. Unless you want to move, Lathana.
Yeah, I'll move a bit.
Okay. Lathana skitters across the wooden floor, looking behind her, getting ready to knock another arrow. What are you doing, Ender? You've just grabbed Eli / Bernie, and you're dragging him across the wooden floor. You can see blood trickling out of the side, out of one of his ear canals.
And can't believe I have to do this, but I'm going to give the man mouth a mouth. Save his life.
Are you going to use your action to roll a medicine check?
I'm going to save your life, Eli.
All right.
I'm not going to enjoy this, but you probably will.
Go ahead and roll a medicine check for me. So you're able to stabilize him. He's no longer making death saves. He is, however, unconscious at 0 hit points. So I will take...
Is there any way that I can, now for my bonus action, search for a healing potion in his pocket?
It took your full action to do this, unfortunately. Like, you were so concerned with trying to, like, stabilize your friend.
Can I move more?
You have movement. You can drop him to the ground and then move away.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Are you
I'm
sure?
going to move here.
All right.
Bring him there.
Are you going to drag him with you, dragging his unconscious form?
End of turn.
End of turn. Gotcha. Eli, you are unconscious. You're not dying.
Yeah.
You're not rolling death saves, but you are unconscious. Auri, you are a bear.
I are bear.
You
bear
are a
attack.
bear. You are a bear.
Rawr.
I made you bigger.
Bitey, bitey.
Mighty bitey. That is a hit. As you tear into the flesh of this creature, which is more gelatin than flesh.
Nice. And then...
Unfortunately, your claw attack is a miss.
Very, very clumsy with my claws, as you can tell. I just like, having a big paws when you usually have these tiny hands, it's a big difference. There's a little bit of like an adjustment period.
It's totally understandable.
That's my turn.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. The Elder Oblex says, in your mind, even in your bear form, you can understand it, Auri. You are annoying. Red, be mine once again. Red, make a wisdom save. Unfortunately, that is a failure. You, unfortunately, have become dominated by this creature once again.
Uh-oh. Red was a badass before, and she's not anymore. Red.
You know how this works, Red. So on your turn, Red, you will be repeating your saving throws if you take damage. And it will slough over this way. And it is Zito's turn. What does Zito do on his turn, Sabrina?
Zito acts and his little cannon.
He can use his bonus action to do the cannon, correct? So it depending on what kind of creature you created, it does different damage.
Eldridge Cannon?
Yes. So it has a flamethrower that it can shoot out 15 feet, and it has a force ballista. Those are the two versions that you can create. Made a force ballista. Okay, so you can make a ranged spell attack originating from the cannon at a creature or object within 120 feet of it. And on a hit, it takes 2d8 force damage.
Right. Zito will construct his cannon to attack said goo.
Okay, I believe it is a attack is your base plus proficiency, which is you have a +8 to attack. D20 +8.
There's an attack. Let me try hitting that.
Okay. You gotta target him first. Oh, there you go. Let's see. It's a failure. I don't know why it's... That's not correct. It's an attack. I guess he didn't program this correctly, so just roll a d20 and add +8. We'll see if you hit. That's most definitely a hit. You can drop the 2d8 force damage onto the Oblex. It succeeds its concentration check as you deal 9 force damage to the creature. This ball of energy emits from the face of the creature and it blasts into the side of it.
Okay. Here.
Okay.
Pull up his arcane. If he will let me, he will take a shot.
Go for it. I believe it's a bonus action to use the Eldridge Cannon. That is a hit. As you blast the creature, it just manages to succeed on its concentration check. Unfortunately, Red is still dominated.
That's the end of Zito's turn. He goes back on the table. Fierce.
All right. Eli, you're unconscious. Auri, it is your turn. The creature is now moving past you, seemingly going towards your friends, the back of the bar. And Red seems to have turned her attention to you. Just notice a gleam in her eye as she is holding her greatsword aloft, head cocked to the side.
And I saw what happened last time, right? When she like got out of it.
Debatable. I think you were busy with the oozes.
Well, shoot. I guess if I didn't see, then I don't know. So I'll just attack the Elder Oblex.
Okay. That's a hit. And it still succeeds its concentration check on a 12, unfortunately, as you deal 11 piercing damage to it with your bite.
Right, and I'm hoping that my claws get their stuff together this time, if you know what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying, and that most definitely is a hit. So, Auri, how would you like to kill this creature?
Oh, yes. Okay, now that I finally am able to get these claws working, have you ever seen like a dog try and chase after a lizard on the ground? She basically just pounces after it like that, and just once she gets into it, she just rips from either side and just like kills it that way.
Okay. You hear this creature in your mind as you're doing slashing into it. It says, "No, no, no! I can make you powerful! No!" And it is dead. Red, you are no longer dominated by this creature. Once again, you shake the cobwebs from your head.
Red is very, very, very impressed with this giant ant bear.
And you, my friends, are all out of initiative. And I will unlock your tokens so that you may move around.
You're gonna yell, "Quick, Eli!"
I'm gonna drop out of bear form and run over to Eli immediately to heal him.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring my bear form over there, but you know. Alright.
Auri's just like, ba-boom, 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 skids to a stop and turns back into Auri, bamfing into herself once again.
Exactly how it happened. Perfect.
I'm gonna look over at Ari and be like, "Let's try this again."
And Eli, once again, your eyes flutter and you are brought back to consciousness. Auri, Ender, Lithana, all around you.
Who are you?
Uh-oh.
I'm Captain Ender.
Where am I? Did you take me, Captain Ender? I am not a slave.
Lithana slaps him.
Ow!
Your first mate, Eli. Do not remember.
Oh! He doesn't remember that he has a ship.
I have the ship.
So you each received 1,050 XP for that encounter?
I'll have you know that I rescue people all the time, and I just rescued you. And Ender's gonna open up a book and read it upside down.
Oh, you rescued me. Oh, thank you. And who's Eli?
You don't even remember your name?
Oh, it's not a problem at
Me?
all.
I'm Eli?
Eli.
Oh.
Eli Stormbringer.
You have your ship now. You have no ownership. You don't remember anything. We're going to take your ship. You don't. Oh, you don't. Come on, guys. Let's go take
I'm gonna look over at Sabrina and or at Lithana and just shake my head, just like you ruined it.
She goes over to Edgar and says, "See if you can go back actually remembered or not. You know, I'd love to say something if we're gonna actually take.
Eli looks very confused.
Was Eli's hat still on him, or did it fall somewhere in here?
Oh no, that thing fell off a long time ago. It fell the first time he got memory drained by this thing.
Can I recover it?
Sure.
I'm gonna look over here and try and find it.
Auri, as you go looking for it, you see the gaping hole, and you start to hear a sound.
I'm like,
It sounds like it seems to be coming from the double doors immediately to the west of you.
guys, we might not be completely finished here. I want to grab his hat if I can find it, and I'm gonna.
You definitely find it.
All right, and I'm gonna put it on his head. I'm like, you don't remember at all?
No. But I hope that we're all friends, right? You're not here to take me anywhere I don't want to go.
Oh goodness, I would never hurt you, Eli.
I'm Ender, and I'm your friend.
Ender, and who are you?
I'm Ari. This little guy is Zeno.
Red,
And
you're,
behind
you're now
her,
hearing your
that's-
sound. Seems to be coming from those double doors ahead of you, Red.
I kicked down the doors.
Okay, as you kick the door in, it was not locked. You see a storage chamber. You see some sacks here and there. You see what appear to be various containers and boxes. You see a few things scattered around, and you see crawling around in a some tarpaulin. You can see what appears to be two shifter infants.
Red is immediately going to go and like scoop them.
One of them is just bawling, sitting. They're both not wearing a scrap of clothing. They're both very hairy. One of them has a big old mustache and a goatee from the hair that radiates out from it. The other one has sort of a smooth skin with hair radiating out all around the face, the chin, the jowls, the ears, the head. You just see hair just wild, sticking out in multiple directions. Auri, you see this now too as you creep up behind Red. You can see these two children, very hairy and very young.
Do you know them?
And it's pretty filthy. This tarpaulin seems pretty filthy, like possibly they made some messes on it. Like possibly they've been here for a little while. And they look to you, Red, and immediately start... the one that was bawling stops and starts crawling on you with like this incessant like mewling sound. Is now reaching up towards you as its eyes seem to get much bigger. And one of them is now coming to you and is now purring, climbing up the side of your leg.
Were these ones I would have met before I was possessed, or no?
They don't look familiar. Red, you would remember that you were headed back to the Deepwood before you encountered this outpost. And you've been fending off these blights, these ambulatory twig or swamp blights that were directed, according to the Oblex, by something called the Blight King. The Oblex told you to cleanse the area of these creatures. That was one of the last directions you were given before these individuals happened upon the outpost.
Okay. Well, she's gonna let them, climb up onto her, and kind of like, soothing them. Shh, shh. This one will protect you. This place is safe now.
And as you scan around, holding the infants in your arms, Red, you can see Auri coming up on you. And then, of course, beyond, you can see the rest of Auri's companions still fussing over Eli.
Turn to Auri. This one is indebted to you, brave bear spirit. And bow her head.
So, you're not gonna attack us anymore then?
And Red definitely looks a little bit embarrassed, oh darn, was that me? Oh darn. This one, much like your friend, the magic man was attacked. It was not long that I found this outpost before it too attacked me and possessed my mind. My actions were not my own. I was a prisoner, watching. You are safe from me now, as are your friends.
Oh, that must have been really hard. Do you know how we can help Eli? My friend, the magic man, he doesn't really remember who he is, or how to do magic, or anything.
Would I know more about that, Jeremy? What the Oblex does? Or not really enough to say?
This is the first time that you've ever encountered something like this, Red. This is foreign to you. You remember this place as a vibrant bastion of hope and the somewhat the wilds of the swamps on the Glum River. So this is the first time you've ever encountered them. Unfortunately, you wouldn't really know much about them.
Okay. This one is... Sorry, this outpost used to really be a shifter settlement. I returned to check on my kin, only to learn that something was not right, and before I could investigate too far, my mind was possessed, and I realized that my kin, except these two young here, were dead. Perhaps would I have maybe any hope that the druid I mentioned before could maybe help them with that problem too?
Oh yes. That thought was pulled directly from your mind. That's not something that
The Oblex made up.
No, that it made up. It pulled directly from your mind as it was attempting to be Red. Everything that Red said to the group from the moment they met her up until the time when she yelled out that there was something under the floor was the Oblex. But it was pulling from your memories.
Okay. This one thinks that the druid in the outskirts could solve two of your problems. The insects plaguing you and your warrior friend, and maybe the memory problem of your magic man as well.
You're also... I was going to say, you're also fairly certain, Red, that you might also find some semblance of help, potentially back at Hearthhome. Hearthhome being the shifter community on the edge of the crawling swamp in the Deepwood.
Okay.
So those are two options that you could take if you decided to share that information with them.
Yeah, and I'll think for a minute. My other shifter community could help us as well. This one could show you there on the outskirts of the Deepwood.
Well, I I'm gonna offer my hands to take one of the kids off of her so that to help her out.
This furry baby looks at you, Auri, and it's sort of hesitant, and then it allows Red to give itself to you, and it's warm. It smells kind of funky, like maybe it's been sitting in its own mess, and it's very, very hairy. This one is the one that doesn't have the mustache and goatee. This one has the smooth face, and it has almost like tiger stripes, like the colored pattern of the fur on its body. It looks like tiger stripes, kind of similar to Red's pattern actually, of the very fine hair on her body.
Maybe we should get them cleaned up and take them to that place you're talking about where your friends are. We should maybe clean them up and talk to the rest of my group.
This one agrees.
I'll help Eli out.
You know, I'm not feeling too well. Maybe we all should just go to bed.
Eli, you just outdrank us is all. We are in a bar after all.
There are several casks on the bar that are tapped.
Nathana quickly stands up and starts pacing and saying, "We have to fix. There's Ari, and then there's Ender, and then there's Eli. We gotta do something fast. And right now. We have to do it right now. We have to leave. Fast."
There is an explosive popping noise as Zito's little mechanical bug creature, his turret explodes in a pop, and he runs over and begins gathering up the parts again and shoving them into his bag. So it's still pretty early. It's just about 10 o'clock in the morning right now. So, and I should also mention that you have not checked in with your catamaran operator, Ganema, since you came to this place.
Would Red know if there was any, supplies in this store, like potions or anything that were being kept, down below that she could, hop down and go get?
Red would know that, yes, there might be some things in that storage room where you found the children, if you wanted to go check that.
Okay. She'll do that.
Okay.
She'll let the baby, cling to her back, go around her neck.
It just sort of monkeys around the side of you with its tiny little claws. It's kind of unpleasant, but it's able to crawl along the edge of your back, around up onto your shoulder. And it's just sort of perched on your shoulder, moving as you move. And you find quite a bit of things as you're tossing this room. You find quite a bit of things. Things that possibly had been cast off from individuals that were once at this place, or things that were stored here for sale. What are you guys doing, Lathana, Ender, and Ela?
I am basically I'm assuming answering all of Eli's questions. Hanging up.
Okay. What about you, Lathana?
Lithana will kind of pace the room nervously, but seeing that the two other ladies are going to the storage room, she will look around hastily for any loot.
Sure. And you can't help but notice that Auri is currently attending to a very hairy child.
Little will go up and say, "Well, it's just like Red.
I should probably apologize for the, almost killing."
For some reason, I think you snapped her out of it. That thing that we killed, it had her under some kind of control. She said that these are this child and there's another one with her are the only ones left of her clan.
What a tragedy.
Lathana, have you ever changed a diaper?
Oh, it's not wearing any clothing. It's shirt cocking it right now, so to speak.
reaches into the deep recesses of her memory and says,
And pulls out a better microphone. Oh my god. I don't know why, but every so often your microphone sounds like you're talking like underneath a table or through a pillow.
Testing.
Hey!
Lethana will dig into the deep recesses of her memory and says, I have changed a diaper before. Maybe I can.
All right, I was kind of hoping maybe we could use some cloth or something to make this child one. He's got no clothes, he's dirty. I don't know how to do any of that, but I do want to help.
This one is actually a female. Or appears to be. And when you walk over, Lithana, you can hear this child is happily purring as Auri is fussing over it.
Let me look around the room for some cloth or something that we can make into, I don't know, something. And she'll search around the room for any items that she could.
Sure. You're able to, after looking around the area, you happen to walk into the storage room where Red is currently tossing the room. And you can see bits of tarpaulin here and there. You have a feeling that you could festoon some sort of a cloth diaper or some sort of a clothing item for this child.
Okay, she will do that. Anything else of note that she finds?
Yes, Red has another child crawling all over her back currently, and Red seems to be gathering together all kinds of items in her arms, like creating a pile of loot, if you will.
Dude, if you guys,
man, I almost got you guys. Whew, that was clutch that you were able to grab him and pull him away, because I was totally gonna try to kill Zito, knock him unconscious, and then try to grab Eli's unconscious body and like take him through a dimension door away from this place, or teleportation. That's what I was planning on doing. I was gonna teleport away with Eli's body.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you guys would have had to try to chase down Eli.
Wow.
I don't want to hear how you're all like saving people anymore. Ender basically just played hot potato with your body.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like, no! He runs over across the room. The Oblex follows, grabs him. Tries to run away, then Ender grabs him back, and then runs.
That was pretty funny. Did you guys like the Oblex dimension dooring over to you?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I did not like it.
This thing can do a lot of crazy stuff. It has charm person, detect thoughts, hold person, confusion, dimension door, dominate person, fear, hallucinatory terrain, hold monster, hypnotic pattern, telekinesis.
Dang.
Yeah, it was just going to keep using that dimension door to try and get as far away as it possibly could with your body.
Yep, I'll have to thank Ender for doing what he did.
Plus, it is amazing in combat. Like, it has... Basically, it has 3 attacks. Like, the 2 pseudopods, which deal a ton of damage. It does 4d6 plus 3 bludgeoning damage plus 2d6 psychic damage every time it hits with a pseudopod.
Wow.
Plus
that's
the eat memories, which is 8d10 psychic damage. And that memory drain, every time you get hit with it, it goes up a die. So d4 becomes d6, d6 becomes d8, and so on until you get to d20, and then you go unconscious for an hour.
Wow.
So anytime you would try to attack or use an ability check, you have to roll your attack or ability check and then roll whatever dice. However badly you're affected by this, you roll that dice and you subtract that amount from your roll.
So, So, wait, can I actually remember, like, how...
Oh yeah, you were completely remember everything. I was just messing with you. You don't actually...
Oh, see, I was...
I just thought you were messing with them.
No, you told me that I don't remember nothing.
No, it just it takes your memories, but it does. It's not so bad that the worst of it is that it'll knock you unconscious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So after a while, you would snap out of your
okay.
your fugue state.
We'll say after a short rest.
Yeah.
We'll go because I thought you really were serious about. That's why I was playing. Like I thought he didn't remember anything.
No, I was just messing with you.
Oh, okay. Well,
it was funny though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Hey, it's canon now.
Yeah.
Short rest. You have to cure for a short rest, you know.
That's all you need to is a short rest. Or no. The healing spell would have gotten rid of it.
It would have? I thought it was a greater restoration.
It's a greater restoration or a healing spell. Or heal, excuse me, the heal spell.
She just used cure. Yeah, she just used cure.
Yeah,
wounds.
you have to use the heal spell.
Okay.
So it's not cure wounds. It's heal.
Okay. So
yeah, it's not
right.
not a cure wounds. Yeah, or a healing word. You have to actually use the heal spell or greater restoration. Which of course you wouldn't know. None of you would know that.
No.
That was a nasty little encounter, guys. I didn't realize just how nasty that thing was.
It almost dropped me. You did twice, and almost killed me. And you almost killed me outright.
Well, again, it wanted you. It wanted to consume you, because if it consumes you, it can create a copy of you and impersonate you. So imagine this thing taking over the New Horizon and impersonating Eli.
Yeah.
And then just slowly eating all of your crew and replacing them with copies of itself. And then creating more of its spawn.
Wow.
Yeah, good thing Ari killed it, because I had no hit points and I was just internally crying, knowing that
I'm pretty sure you were about to I'm pretty sure you were about to put the beat down on Auri.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then be shot to death.
Yeah, unfortunately.
From Ravar.
To be fair, they would have that domination would have gone away if you'd fell unconscious, I think. So they could just knock you unconscious, and knowing what they know about when this fight began, they would know to just heal you back up. But again that goes right back into, okay, you got to take priority. What do? Do you take care of this big jello mold creature, or do you focus on red?
Okay, so after a short rest, all right. Thanks, Jeremy.
You're welcome. So I should mention that Red found a lot of stuff in this storage room, as this creature's been crawling all over you. You found several chests of coins. You assume was money that was earned from this tavern. Like you find a couple of chests full of coins. You find some what appear to be potion bottles. You find some artifacts, some potentially priceless artifacts of statuettes and things. Some jewelry, and you find tucked away in a corner behind a box, you find a short sword with an ornate scabbard. But I will wait until you all come back to explain all of the items that you found. Unless you plan to pocket any of this stuff before they see what you found.
Nah, I'm just making a little pile.
Okay, yeah, there's a big old pile in the middle of this room right now.
Non-possessed Red is a nice kitty cat.
Aw. Plus you got an infant in your,
I know, I was gonna say, like, Red probably almost would not have, like, wanted to part with that other baby.
Yeah.
But she has a respect for what she now deems, like, bear spirit.
Bear spirit
I
hour.
don't even know. Yeah. Or shifter spirit, because, she saw her become multiple things, and she's like, whoa, what? Who is
Right?
this goddess?
That's pretty
Blessed
awesome.
upon her. Yeah. So she trusted her enough to give her the baby.
Get the
This
baby.
is devastating. Can you imagine? You came to see your friends and family for, like, a little pop-in visit, and you get possessed and find out all your friends and family are dead, and then you finally come out of it, and then you find 2 abandoned babies. That hits hard. That's heavy.
Unfortunately, you don't know their names.
I don't. I will name them. Thinking about it. My dog's starting to make animal sounds for the baby.
Aw.
To role play. What's wrong, Indiana? Maybe I'll name one Indy in your honor. Indy and Daisy, the corgi shifters.
Oh!
There you go. Name the little girl Daisy, and the other one you can name after your pup.
So it is written, so it shall be.
That's pretty adorable.
I'm back.
We were just talking about how they're going to name the 2 little shifter babies after Ashley and Sabrina's pups.
Perfect.
Aww.
So the little girl is Daisy. And what's the little boy's name?
Indy.
Indy. Not to be confused with Ender. All right, are we all back already?
I'm
I
ready.
think so.
Okay. So Red has been making an awful racket in this storage room, and Red, you find just a chest full of what appear to be vials of some sort, potentially potion bottles. You found a weapon. You found a couple of. You found what appears to be a scroll of some sort. You find a pair of glasses of some sort. Like, they kind of look like reading glasses almost. You find what looks kind of like a mask, like somebody would wear either to sleep, but it has eye holes in it. Like, you could wear it to, like, cover your face, to, like, cover your features. You found a gold bracelet, a silver ewer, a pitcher. And you find a couple of chests full of coins, which appear to be potentially what once belonged to the original proprietor of this place. And I will put all of these in the party inventory.
Hey, Ari, do you mind calling Red over here and maybe we can talk about what to do next? I don't want to dally too long, knowing that you are all suffering from some kind of condition or damage.
Yes, she had some ideas. There's another child with her as well. Let me go grab her. I'll be right back.
If any of you would like to take a short rest, you may. If you want to
Yeah,
spend,
I was gonna say.
I'll mark you guys as taking a short rest. You can spend some hit die to heal up.
During the short rest, Eli looks at Ender, whoever he says, Captain Ender. Wait a second. I'm the captain.
I'm the captain.
I have an airship. Wait a second. Ender!
I'm going to be smiling. Like,
I want my
Ender
hat back.
doesn't make. Ender is known for his great, charming personality and his hilarious jokes, and this is just one of his antics. That's all really truly false. He doesn't get to be funny very often.
Is he whispering that to Lithana?
Yes.
Lithana will be like, it's okay, that's why I tell you joke books. I'm in the same boat. I mean the same airship. Get it?
Sky show. Skyboat.
As long as I'm captain. Yes. I remember now what I was up to. Oh. Ari!
Auri, as you walk back into the room with the... Do you still have the child with you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You are now seeing what I've described and have put into the party's party sheet inventory. Just this plethora of of stuff. Chests of coin, chest filled with potion bottles, just all kinds of different items.
I'm going to request some of those potions.
Are you sure your people aren't coming back? They won't need any of this.
No. They are gone.
Okay. Well, if you're sure, we can take it. My friends would like to speak with us, so we can decide where we're going to move on to next.
And Red's just gonna like put it on like a tarp and like drag the pile with her.
Okay. It kind of tears a little bit, and one of the chests of coins stops being dragged along. In fact, the tarpaulin just completely splits down the middle, and most of the stuff gets scattered as you try to pull it out of there into the next room. And it's a bit of a pain in the butt, but you're able to pull all of these items, even with this child on your shoulder and scrambling over your back, scratching up your back.
I'll do my best to like collect anything that like falls off the tarp binder.
Okay. So Red and Auri bring all of this wealth into behind the bar into this into the tavern area of this general store / tavern. And you all see all of these items that were apparently found within the chamber that these two children were also found in.
If you would all like to come over here, maybe we should speak about our next move.
Yes.
Let's see. Auri and Ender. Roll a d4. Okay. Auri, you're having a hard time focusing. And as you begin to speak, you suddenly get a nosebleed. Ender, you're having a hard time remembering who these people are. Like, it's fuzzy. You know that you should know who they are. But you get a sense as though it's every time you try to recall their names, it's just fuzzy.
Yeah, it's just the effect of the thing in my head.
So, Auri, you
I'm
take...
counting down the days when I have to kill myself.
Ender, let's see, Auri takes... Dang it. Why did it do that? Let's try that again. Auri takes 3 piercing damage. And as she begins to sprout blood from her nostrils. So, Auri, you are beginning to make your speech, to talk to the rest of your companions, and blood just starts gushing out of your nose. And it's a bit uncomfortable. It drips onto your clothing, but it stops after a little bit.
Does Lithana notice Ari's nosebleed? And
Oh yeah, you all saw that she walked out, started to talk. As soon as she got a few words out, blood just spurts out of her nostrils. Onto the floor in front of her, dribbles down her face, onto her chin, onto her clothing.
Alright, well, seeing that everyone's in a bit of bad shape right now, we need to act fast. Zido, you and I are the only two that are not affected in some way. I mean, Red, you too, but by the way, I'm so sorry for almost killing you. I hope no hard feelings, but we need to get to this druid that you talked about, if this person actually exists.
And Red just kind of like bows. This one respects you, Bowwilder. You protected your pack. No hard feelings, as you say.
Actually, we no druid needed. I remember now. It looks like it's getting worse. Ari, Eli would like to remember at the 12 that how long has it been?
How long has it been?
Yes.
It's been just under a week since you set out from Karnath, from the city of Korth.
Eli would like to try to remember the teleportation sigils.
Okay. Make a wisdom check. Okay. You recall, Eli, from the time that you spent waiting for your companions to come back to the Tower of the 12. While you waited for them, you wandered the halls of this place, revisiting all of the various classrooms that you remembered from your time studying magic, your time at this place. And you get a good sense of what the sigils are for that teleportation circle within the Tower of the 12. There was a large chamber with several teleportation circles that were all synced to return to different major cities all over Corvair and across Eberron.
So can I can recall the one to go there?
You think so?
All right, gather around, everyone. Eli's gonna pull out a helmet.
Would you like to leave all the stuff that's in the middle of the room behind while you do this?
No. We want to gather all this. Eli's gonna walk over and grab a bar stool and pick it up and hold it in his hand.
Okay.
All right, gather around, everyone. Make sure you get that too. Coin is always necessary.
My question to you, Derek, is: are you attuned to this helm? And where is this?
Yes.
Where is this helm? Because it's not in your inventory, sir.
He'll pull it out of his item.
His item?
The what is it called? It's been so long.
The
Nexus, yeah. So the Nexus shard.
The shard, okay.
You're right. Oh yes, you must talk amongst yourselves for an hour. That's AKA attuned to this.
Okay. So you must unattune to an item in order to attune to this item.
Yeah, screw the ring.
Okay. It has 3 charges. So you and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range, you can use this.
Ooh, perfect. The babies count too, right? So
They
we
do.
just have 8. 1, 2, 3.
Are they willing, though? That's the question.
Oh shoot, we have 6. No, we have. Oh no. There's a dang. I'm 1 short.
Oh.
With Zito. 1, 2. Oh no. You're right. No, we have. Okay, never mind. I'm good. True. Oh, Willie. Everyone, don't resist. I hope you're all willing.
Okay.
Red is a bit confused what's going on, like...
So
Just
this
crouched down.
the gentleman wearing the robes is now wearing a strange-looking helmet. It looks like this. Kind of looks similar to the Shogun's helmet. You remember Red, the Shogun?
Yeah. Red is gonna like go over to Ari. Forgive me, shifter spirit. This one needs the baby now, and like take it and like back away. Magic man, what are you doing? This one does not like strange things.
It is not strange at all. Just open your mind to great things. We must save our friends.
Lithana would go over to Red and say, yes, he's a little strange, but he's gotten us out of a pickle more than... If you know what a pickle is.
She just kind of mutters, pickle.
Pickle.
Pickle. This one is not opposed to helping you after the woe I have caused your pack. But this one also has an obligation to protect these children and get them to shifters who can care for them.
It's okay, we have a regular petting zoo on the ship.
So Derek, you want to teleport your companions with you?
Yes, I do.
Have you explained to them what you're doing and where you're taking them?
I just say, don't resist. It is only for a short time. Everyone gather around. And right as like, and here is what we're going, and then boom.
Roll a d20, or excuse me, roll a d100, Derek.
I swear, sometimes when you two are talking, it sounds like the beginning of a It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
That's a damn good roll.
That is a damn good roll.
That is not an Eli death save, that's for sure.
There is a wind that picks up in the chamber. And there's a clapping... just this sort of like a strange noise that just sort of builds up and cascades out as you all, one by one, in a blink of an eye, flash of light. You're no longer in the humidity of the swamp. You no longer hear the bugs. You can now hear the sounds of individuals off in the distance somewhere as you all, one by one, fall out over and out of this teleport circle into this cool chamber. And immediately, one of the children starts to cry. And you hear someone call out from across the chamber. By the gods, what was that? Who are you people? And there's this older gentleman, he's balding on top, white hair, clean shaven, and he's wearing these very flowy robes made of sort of a fine silk material. They're blue, and he has a silver sash that goes up around his neck and down on either side of his chest.
Ender's just gonna wave at him with squinted eyes and a big smile. I think Ender's she's gotten used to all kinds of magic being casted around him. And
Zathana's gonna whisper to Eli, should I shoot him?
No. It's Eli me! And Eli kind of like steps forward holding the bar stool. And he kind of hands it to Ender. Hold on to this. And he goes, it's me, Eli, Stormbringer. I'm back!
And the gentleman looks to you, just sort of quizzically turns his head to the side and says, Master Stormbringer.
Yes!
I assume you're here for a reason. It's very unorthodox. I don't quite recall ever seeing you use the teleportation circles here. Most irregular. Weren't you off on an important task for the council?
An adventure.
The committee?
Yes, an adventure.
Yes, we ran into some sort of problem. I need a room here real quick, and I got to stay for about a day, and I will be back on the adventure in no time.
I suppose you can see. We can see if we have something available. Would it be a room for all of you? And he starts looking around. And he's eyeballing Red and the two kids.
Yes, all of us.
Don't have a daycare or nursery, really.
Don't worry, we'll take care of it. Trust me. Just trust me. I have it all under control. He smiles.
Very well. If you will follow me. And he turns around. He begins heading towards the large double doors, the arches, and as the door opens, all of you see just individuals milling about the halls, all wearing robes of different colors and wandering up and down the halls. And they all give you all you're covered in blood scratches. Your clothing is jacked up. Some of you are still coated in gore from the last encounter. Or last two encounters, I should say. And they give you all a wide berth as you head down the busy halls of this place. And eventually he leads you to a quiet chamber filled with beds, which has a window which looks out to the outside of the Tower of the 12, and you can see the expanse of the city of Korth in the distance. And he looks at you, he says, if there's anything you need, just let me know. My name is Timothy.
Yes, thank you, Timothy. Actually, I'll be speaking with you in a bit. Let me get them settled in here, and then we'll have a chat.
Very well, sir. You can find me back at the teleportation chamber.
Yes, thank you.
And he softly closes the doors and walks, and is gone.
So, if you didn't know, we're at the 12, where we started on the journey.
Eli's still wearing the helmet, by the way.
And so I need a few things. One is a growth potion. You can find that hopefully in town, and I have to do other things. So if I could get some help to find that. And Ender and Ari should rest here. Eli smiles at them.
I'm happy to go shopping if you need that. Is that what you need?
Yes, and if you could take Zito along with you, he might have a better idea. And Eli turns to Zito and explains the growth potion, and they're both magic users.
As Zito looks to you, he nods his head, and he says, "Well, what are we waiting for?"
Let's go. Do you need anything else? Should we get any healing potions or anything like?
If you want extra.
Food?
Yes, I'll take care of that, Ender. Don't worry. Eli has you covered. Like you saved me, I save you.
Maybe Red can come along with us as well.
Red is currently double fisting two infants in her arms, or double armed two infants crawling on her. One of them is still crying softly.
Yeah, she kind of tucks them both so they're not fully in view, and just kind of stomps up to Eli and knocks the helmet off of his head. This one has had enough of this evil magic for a lifetime. Where did you take me?
You are in a big magic man tower right now. I'm saving my friends' lives. Let's see, Lathana, when she was shooting the bow at you to protect the group, I'm saving their lives.
It's a little different though than something on the outside. They have something inside.
Completely.
Would Red smell that weird thing inside of them? Something foreign?
You've heard the story of them.
Yeah.
You've seen their overall state, disheveled state. You've seen Ender occasionally just sort of stares off in the distance like he's trying to form a thought. Auri occasionally blotting her nose from a little bit of a nosebleed. They seem to be off, the two of them. You don't know much about them, but you've heard the stories of their ordeal a little bit.
After you help your pack, you will take this one back, correct?
Yes. Just give me a day. I just need a day. Deal?
Fine. This one will help. It's the least I can do.
The one thing that if you do come with us and to go shopping, are you able to look a little more, I did not mean this offensively, but human or humanoid, just because it might make the trip a little smoother?
Kind of looks at her skin. I mean, I'm not shifted anymore, but I'm still very obviously.
Oh yeah, you've got Farrah Fawcett hair, big old red mane, and feline features.
Yeah. This one looks how she does.
Maybe I can help with that. And Lathana will cast disguise self on her. What would you like to look like? No. She makes her look like a human. Same features, softer features, but same red hair and everything. Wearing a leopard dress or something like.
Just kind of sneers. This one liked her old self better, but if you think it will help.
And set off.
You hear a giggling sound coming from the bed where you rested the infants down. Did you put them on the bed, Red? Hey, that rhymes.
I got those babies.
Oh, okay. Well, you're standing there and with your form. You hear one of them giggling, and suddenly, where the boy has his legs wrapped around you as you're holding him, the side of your body gets warmer, And it kind of smells a little funny.
Oh no. She'll kind of like, ugh, little ones, such a pain. Oh, but I will
like she
protect
chose-
you, little one. And Red kind of like goes over to Eli, and he's wearing the cloak like in your picture, right?
Yes.
And kind of like just grabs it and like cleans it off from the side.
Eli gives you the stare that you've never seen before. And after you're done, he's like, "Ugh," and snaps his fingers and casts his prestidigitation.
The soiled stain that forms onto the very nice fabric of your robe, Eli, just sort of sifts away as you cast prestidigitation on yourself, on your clothing.
Well, we better not waste any time. Eli smiles as he's like slowly going to the door.
Okay, so what are you guys all doing? Eli's taking off. What are the rest of you guys doing?
The fellow would head out to the nearest shop, maybe quickly talk to someone who can give him a bit of direction, and then look for the growth.
Okay. Rather than like putting you guys through the long, drawn-out action of trying to find a place that will they'll have what you're looking for, we'll just say make a survival check.
Okay, give me 1 second.
And if you have advantage if your friends are with you.
Yeah, Red will like leave Indy and Daisy with Ari. This one thinks Great Spirit can protect the babies while she is gone, and just like put them in her arms.
Yeah, that's okay.
So that's all you're looking
Is
for
Eli-
is 2 potions of growth,
Eli-
or just the 1?
Or is Eli out and about?
2.
2? Okay. Yeah, Eli excused himself and left the chamber.
As they're shopping for the 2 potions of growth, Eli is going to talk to Timothy about the spell
Okay.
and where he can find the Arcane Eye spell.
Timothy directs you to the library.
Oh, and he orders food for Ari and Ender.
Okay. So eventually, Our and Ender, this rolling cart shows up, and this older woman, still has black hair with tons of streaks of gray in it, pulled up in a neat bun, and she knocks on the door and she says, "Hello." "Excuse me, dearies. I didn't mean to intrude." And this very nice-looking older woman pushes this cart in, which all these different platters, which are currently covered. And as soon as the cart enters the room, both of you can smell this wonderful smells of cooked meats and various foodstuffs. And she has a pitcher that she's now pouring liquid out, and she hands it to you, Ender, and says, "Here we go, dearie. This'll warm you up."
I warm myself up.
Othana, with that 20, you're able to find a shop that sells potions of various kinds. It's some sort of a herbalist shop. Roll 2d10s for me, Othana.
Okay.
Okay. So, all in all, it'll cost you 1,100 gold. But you're able to find the potions that you're looking for. Takes you about 2 hours to find it. During that time, under an hour, you receive this wonderful food which is brought to you. Various spiced meats. There's roasted vegetables. Even a very nice rice pilaf. And as soon as the food trays enter the chamber, the children immediately begin scampering off of the bed and just scuttling on all fours, rushing towards the rolling cart.
All right, I'm gonna make sure that nothing that they grab is like a choking hazard or anything.
Okay, they both, like, one of them dives, just leaps forward, dives, and hits one of the platters, knocking the lid off of it, scattering the bit of food that was in it, and immediately is like Garfield the cat shoveling food in it and in their face.
I guess we didn't know how long they went without eating anything.
And after a while, the woman, by the way, as soon as this happened, she immediately pushes the cart away from her and says, "Oh gosh!" and backs away and closes the door. And the cart comes to a rolling stop a couple of feet after she pushes it and rushes out of the room. In the meantime, Eli, you're able to find the library. It hasn't changed much since the last time you were here. And it takes you also a few hours, but you're able to find and locate what you're looking for.
Okay, and he'll copy it in his spell book.
Okay. How long does that usually take you?
I think it's an hour and 100 gold, so I will
Okay.
pay that.
Go ahead and mark that
I have
off.
left. Now 200. And how much were the food costs? I'm sure it came out of Stormbringer's account.
We'll settle that later.
I figured.
We'll say for now that you're on a you have a bit of a tab, if you will.
Okay, yeah, since I'm a part of the organization.
Yeah, since you are
Damn
you are a former student.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So you all basically converge back at the tower within the chamber, almost the exact same amount of time. Lithana, you're able to get the potions, and walking through the city, you're able to finally make your way back to the platform that takes you back up to the tower. Unless you use Humphrey to fly. Which reminds me, did you ever go looking for Humphrey's statuette? Because I think it's still back in the mud, back in the swamp.
Oh gosh.
You might want to go looking for that.
Yep.
I don't remember you saying... I assume that you picked it up. I just don't remember you mentioning it.
Yeah, that's not a totally, yeah.
So Lithana and Zito return. Eli returns to the chamber, and you can just see that the room is an absolute mess. These kids, they're conked out, sleeping in a pile on one of the beds. You just hear the sounds of their soft snoring in the corner.
Eli sighs very heavily.
You almost slip as you walk into the room from the mess that was in the entryway.
It's all good. It is for friends. Eli smiles quietly to himself. And Eli will walk in. Don't worry. I'm here. We're back. I'm back at least. I have mostly what I need. I just need the other group to get back. And he kind of smiles.
Oh, they're back already. They arrived right before you did.
I see. Hey guys, I see you back now. Yes. Eli kind of walks up to Ari and Ender. Unfortunately, I can't do anything tonight. But after a great night's sleep, I'll fix you all better. Deal? You'll be all better tomorrow. Well, anyone have anything else? Anyone need anything else before we could head to bed?
I'm gonna belch.
Yeah, Ender has been knocking back some drinks this whole time.
I think I understand your plan. Your plan was to feed me. And then hopefully when I go use the restroom, I'll take care of the thing that way.
Yes. Great thinking, Ender.
Nathana's eyes just dart back and forth like, what?
Ender and Eli are going to go to the bathroom together, apparently. That's
I can do it on my own. Voice in the sky, I can do it solo.
Eli looks at both Ender and Ari. Look, I don't know what happened that night. I feel kind of responsible. I don't know when you were taken, but I've never really had friends, but until I met you guys. So I just want to let you know that Eli has your back.
Thank you, Eli. And us getting taken was not your fault. I don't think any of us could have controlled that.
A lot of bizarre things are happening. The Shadow Marches are a very dangerous place. None of us could have expected any of this.
Yeah, that is true. Well, get a good night rest, and Eli has a plan for tomorrow. I have a plan. I promise. He smiles and.
So I'm to assume that you would all like to take a long rest?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. It's early afternoon right now, just before 4 right now. So if you wanted to spend the time the rest of the evening, you're able to acquire more food for the children, make sure that they're well fed. Giving them food just kind of kickstarts their digestive system, so they have been leaving little presents in the corners of the room. The room's not smelling too good right now.
Nathana will get away from the smell a little bit, and she'll ask Eli, "Hey, is there any way I can pick up a communication device here that I can, I don't know, contact people that are hard to contact? Like trying to find my cousins so I can get some answers?"
Well, I mean, there's not really a device. Well, but there's I could maybe try.
You could?
Yes, but it'd have to be in the morning.
Okay. I don't want to take away from this whatever medical procedure you're going to have to do, but if it's not too much trouble.
Are you a doctor?
Yes, Ender, I'm a doctor. You can call me Dr. Stormbringer.
Dr. Captain Stormbringer?
Yeah. I certified myself. Eli
Dr. Captain
smiles.
Stormbringer. Dr. Sky Captain Stormbringer.
So you guys want to spend the time going to bed and taking your long rest?
Yes.
Okay.
As they chat the rest of the evening.
All right.
Maybe we should talk to the boat captain.
Yeah, that's right. You guys kind of left her all by herself out in the middle of the swamp.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm sure it's not her first time bringing people out to a swamp and then them going missing.
Maybe she thinks we're staying there for the night.
Haven't we just called her just in case so she doesn't like turn around and be like, oh, they're all dead?
I mean, do any of you know how to send a message?
Eli does, except it's not prepared. So tomorrow.
Actually, Zito can do it as a cantrip.
I have the cantrip too, but message is only 30 feet.
Oh, you're right.
I'm talking about the spell sending.
Actually, no, it's 120 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the spell sending, which
Yeah,
I don't have.
yeah.
It's not a concert or whatever ritual.
Gotcha.
Either.
Yeah, he doesn't have it either. Do any of you have one of those paper birds that might take like, oh, I don't know, a week for it to fly to the Shadow Marches? It's a shame you guys didn't leave her one of those communication rings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hindsight is 2020. So, do you guys want to take your long rest?
There's no. Yeah, we have to. I can't talk to her until the morning.
Okay. Unless any of you have another idea.
I mean, otherwise I'd have to go get a spell from the library, which costs more money, and use just a scroll.
Sure.
That would be the only other option. Anyone think that we should do that, or?
Well, if she might think you're dead and leave you guys, and then you're not going to have a way to get around there if she goes back.
That's true. Alright, I guess I'll have to suck it up and I'll go back to the library and try to get a scroll of sending.
Okay.
And pay the...
I would say that you would absolutely be able to find one in the library. Takes you a little while. And it will run you... Roll 2d10. Okay. I'll run you about 200 gold.
Okay. Eli's broke.
I will put that in your inventory, Eli.
Did we bring all of the treasure with us, or is it still in the bar?
Oh yeah, we do have all the treasure.
I don't believe that you guys said that you brought it with you, so I'm pretty sure that's all back there.
I thought we all got... You asked us if we gathered it up. I said we're definitely taking the treasure with us.
Yeah, but you didn't say who's carrying it. Or how much of it there was. There was a lot.
4,000 gold piece, 120 platinum pieces, lots of silver. Goodbye, money.
I don't know. I had imagined like all like bed in the center of us. We all grabbed on and it teleported.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too when we said we grabbed it.
That's what I thought.
Is that how teleport works?
I think it brings everything you're carrying.
It brings everything you're carrying, correct, but can you carry all of that stuff?
Yes.
I think so.
Well, if you're asking us that,
Yeah.
No,
yes,
I'm asking you, how many bags of holding do you guys have? Zito has a bag of holding.
Me too.
So between you and Zito, you should be able to carry all of that, in addition to the items you are already carrying. So I will say that you took the time to to gather together all those items before identifying any of the magical items. You put them into your bags before you cast the teleport spell, and created the helm of teleportation.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. We can do that at night. I can identify all the items too.
Yeah.
And Zito will join in and do that as well. With
Yeah, you guys can totally do that if you want me to identify those items for you.
Yes.
Okay, I will do them one by one. The first item is called the Eyes of Minute Seeing. There are 2 crystal lenses fitted in a delicately made platinum frame. They're clearly meant to be one of your eyes. While you're wearing these glasses, you can see much better than normal out to a range of 1 foot, and you have advantage on intelligence investigation checks that rely on sight while searching an area. That's the first item you find. You also find 3 potions of greater healing, a potion of longevity. When you drink this potion, your physical age is reduced by 1d6 plus 6 years to a minimum of 13 years. Suspended in this amber liquid are a scorpion's tail, an adder's fang, a dead spider, and a tiny heart that, against all reason, is still beating. You also find a potion of superior healing, a potion of supreme healing, a scroll of holy aura, which bears the words for the spell Holy Aura. The silver ewer, which is a pitcher worth about 25 gold. The small gold bracelet, which is also worth about 25 gold. The mask that I described before, which is worth 25 gold. A little statuette, carved bone statuette, which is also worth about 25 gold. And last but not least, a sword, a short sword, that appears to be made of blue steel, with a pommel in the shape of what appears to be a dragon's head. The blade is cold to the touch, and it has stylized icicles engraved along its length. This is a Frostbrand short sword.
Ooh, very cool.
It is special red. It makes you look fancy when you wear it. It's a black velvet mask stitched with silver thread. And of course you found all the coinage as well. So those are the items that you found in the storage room within the tavern.
And then, before we take a long rest, Eli will send a message to the boat captain, using sending.
Okay. And what do you say?
Do not leave. We are resting. We will be back tomorrow
Hold
afternoon.
on a second. Do
on the
not
boat.
leave. We are resting. What was the rest?
Resting. We will be back tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. That's it?
From Eli,
Okay.
Stormbringer, and the group.
You have one word left.
Thanks.
Okay. Can they respond to your sending?
Yeah, they can. 25 words.
Okay. She doesn't really understand that, so you just hear a garbled response, which is essentially, a giant bird dropped turtle, which hit the river and turned into big ass tree. I'm fishing. Hurry up.
Wow.
Wow. Good night, guys. She's safe.
I will mark you all as taking a long rest. Red, when you put the mask on, you look just as fancy as you thought you would. It's very soft. This velvety texture on your face is very soft. It's the softest material that you've ever worn. A few times in the middle of the night, the children wake you all up with their cries. But other than that, it's a fairly uneventful evening. You wake up in the morning. If you have made arrangements, Eli, for more food for your companions, it's brought to you on trays.
Yes.
Okay.
And after we all eat breakfast, Eli will look at Ariander. Which one of you wants to go first? Eli smiles.
Of course. Sure. What?
Do you want to go first, or do you want Ender?
Both Ender and Auri's eyes are bloodshot. And Auri's pillow, there's just this bit of dried blood that radiates out from her face where she was laying her head on the pillow.
I look over at her and I think instead, I think you should go first.
Okay.
I need you both to roll d4s, please. Okay. Ender, now your nose is bleeding. And Auri, unfortunately, you don't remember who these people are. You have a feeling like you do know them, but you can't recall their names.
First for what? What?
And somewhere there is the sound of purring and giggling in the chamber. Chamber itself is pretty posh. There's several beds. The window is open, and there's a bit of a breeze that blows in.
Eli will look at Ari and see that she can't really remember names and go, I guess you'll go first. Here. And he hands her the potion of growth. Here, lay it right on the floor, right here.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't understand.
Don't worry. Just listen. You'll be okay. Remember, Dr. Eli is here.
Doctor? Am I okay?
Yes, you just need a checkup. And Dr. Eli prescribes this. And he hands her the potion. Drink now.
Okay.
It is a foul concoction, and as you take the stopper out of the crystal vial, you can see the floating components within it. The tiny beating heart, the dead spider, the scorpion's tail. And it's a little strange, but you get the feeling that you should trust this individual.
Alright, I'll do it then. I will drink it.
Okay. Auri downs the potion, and there's almost an immediate effect. You feel a little funny, and then the world around you begins to get a little smaller. And Auri is suddenly much bigger than she once was, as her body begins to distend out and grow. Tearing her clothes. You all, I'm assuming, had the wherewithal to arrange some sort of a privacy curtain to prevent her from herself from being exposed to all of you, as all of her clothing is ripped off.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, he did, because Eli would have thought of that.
Or did you
But
ask
Derek
her?
wouldn't have thought of that.
Or did you ask her to take her personal items off before she drank it?
That depends if Eli would have. I didn't think of that. I'm not gonna lie. So.
Okay, so I'll assume that Ari was not sleeping in her armor. She would be just sleeping in her simple traveling clothes or her nightgown like dress that she wears when she sleeps. And unfortunately, that thing is shredded to pieces as she grows.
Hulked out of it.
Just sort of hulks out of this thing.
And Eli will cast Arcane Eye.
Okay. How's that work?
And it's I'm glad you asked, Jeremy. Arcane Eye, it is a small magical eye that I can see through the eye with dark vision out of 30 feet in any direction, and it can move in any hole 1 inch or smaller in diameter. And because she's a big creature now, her ear size is bigger, and he will use the eye to go inside the ear.
Okay.
And up to see this creature in her brain.
Well, when you get into the this, you all watch as this sort of a misty orb suddenly coalesces after Eli says the incantation, forms the words, and makes the gestures with his hands. He creates this little greenish yellow floating orb that has a faint iris. As it begins to float, you begin to manipulating towards the larger form of Auri. And you go into the ear canal, and you are met with the eardrum.
I'll just move past the eardrum.
Okay, so it can phase through matter? Or does it, or is it blocked by, can it move through walls, move through objects, is what I'm asking.
You're gonna have to go up the nose, because you can go straight up the nose, you can't go straight up into the ear.
So he has to back it out. It goes invisible.
Lathan
he has to back it out.
Eli's a little confused and frustrated. Oh, this should have worked. And then he backs it out and goes up her nose. And as you can see what the arcane eye is seeing, correct?
Oh yes, yeah. You can see Eli's eyes are white because he's looking through the eye, looking through this eye.
Going through the nasal cavity up into the skull, you see the gray matter of Auri's brain. Blackened areas now. And you see something else, which begins crawling along the surface of the brain. It has a bifabricated face. As you stare at it, it splits open and you can see these tendrils that come out and these sharp needle-like teeth as it begins chewing into the soft matter. Auri feels a twinge of pain.
I'm going to cast Charm Monster.
Okay.
As a charisma save.
What's the DC for that?
My DC, so I think it's 16.
Okay. Whoops. That did not roll.
I wonder exactly what kind of stats the underdeveloped Illithid has.
It rolled a 7. The creature is under your control.
Come out, I'm friendly. Crawl out the nose.
I should mention, the creature is smaller than what it was, because you didn't enlarge it. You enlarged it. She enlarged. It wouldn't. It
Yes.
technically would have stayed the same size. So you're telling it to come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, the nose. Crawl.
Okay.
I'm your friend.
There's a very tickly sensation, Auri, as suddenly something begins coming out. There's a gout of mucus. This reddish mass comes out and lands with a plop onto the floor in front of you. You can see now it's wriggling on the floor. It has these tentacles sprouted, and it's starting to move across the floor. And you watch as it turns and looks around. It seems to be looking around the chamber.
Come closer. All the way, I'll lead it far away from Ari.
Okay. It begins sort of hopping and blopping across the lacquered wood floor, and dragging itself. It drags itself onto a carpet, and you can see the viscous matter that's coming off of it that came out of Auri's head as it's crawling. This sort of like a mauve-colored, grayish mauve creature. This tadpole that sort of resembles a slug. The front of its face that you can see has what looks like a bifurcated beak.
And I look at everyone. Gather around, kill it.
And
use a sword at the same time.
You hear it, it just screeches. As you all just don't even have to roll, you all crush this thing. I assume one of you tried to stomp it, curb stomp it.
It's kind of cute. You should put it back.
Now Eli looks at the overgrown Ari like, well, it'll be a couple hours until you return to normal size.
I don't know if she can fit out the door now.
Yeah, we're gonna be in for a little bit. Enter.
I'm going to begin disrobing.
Okay. Yeah, I take
I've
my
nothing
clothes
to
off.
And I drink the potion.
Yeah, it tastes horrible. It tastes like a sugar-free energy drink that was left out in the sun.
That sounds good.
And the
I like always my.
you can feel the hair from the dead spider, its legs get caught in your throat. You nearly cough it up as you down this thing. And you all now see the similar sight as various parts of Ender's body begin to bulge and distend, and he begins to turn into a much larger version of himself. Completely nude.
You want to put a
I'm
sheet
going
over
to
there?
use a piece of furniture to hide my genitalia. I'm going to use a huge sofa.
Nathana pulls out another sheet. So I don't know where she's getting these sheets from, but she's getting them from somewhere.
Okay.
Does she glance at him kind of impressed first and then...
Roll an insight check.
Roll for length.
And Eli with the same eye back out of Ari's nose, and slowly go into. It's invisible, so Ender doesn't know.
Oh no, they see as it comes out of her nose, the viscous reddish blood and blackish matter is covering this orb as it comes out of her nose. It's dripping onto the floor as it hovers towards Ender.
Don't worry, we're sanitary.
It's completely sanitary.
Yeah, don't worry. And it will go slowly up his nose.
It tickles Ender. You see a similar sight as this creature is clambering over the gray matter of Ender's brain.
I will cast Charm Monster
Okay.
as a Charisma save.
What's the DC?
16.
It just failed.
Ooh. Come out! I'm your friend! Eli loves you!
This thing is now going straight towards the canal, following your direction, and it tickles. It's a horrible sensation, Ender, as this thing just sort of birthed itself out of your nasal passage onto your chest. It's now crawling down your stomach towards your nether regions.
He will lead it to somewhere of the open floor, as we're two giant people in this room.
Slides down onto the floor once again, this squirming mass.
Okay, kill it. Everyone hit it at once.
I'm just getting this mental image of all of you, including giant Auri and giant Ender, just curb stomping this thing. And
yes, that is exactly what's happening.
The horrible, disgusting
I'm gonna stop
lumps.
everyone and I'm gonna say, "No, let me." And like with my small little, with my thumb and my finger, I'm just going to squish.
Holds it up, just squish.
I'm gonna bring it up to my face, and I'm gonna say, "Now it's time to end you." I'm even going to go squish like that.
And it splats. A little bit of it splatters onto your face as you do so.
I'm gonna smile.
Well, you guys are now okay, guys. And Eli smiles.
And giant. And you you can all hear the sound of one of the little shifter children is clapping. And is just like giggling and laughing, and the other one is just sort of staring up, looking, just a little bit of drool coming out of her chin, going down her chin, and she's looking up at Auri, just like wide-eyed.
Well, shouldn't waste any more time. Hold on, let me read the spell if I can take them as they're big.
Am I like fine now? Where I can can I remember stuff now or?
It's still fuzzy. You're still having a hard time. You're both still having a really hard time remembering their names, and it's frustrating to you.
Eli turns to Red and goes, "That's what the bar stool is for." And just relax. Pull out another hat from his cube. Put on the helmet. Oh, it'll be an hour. And Eli smiles. Looks at all of them for an hour.
Eli needs to make an Arcana check.
Oh yes, yes.
Don't roll a 1.
30.
You pull out almost an exact duplicate of the helm. This one looks a little bit different.
Eli will take note of that.
Okay.
Oh, hold on, guys.
You all hear a gentle knock at the door as you're all preparing to follow Eli's teleportation back to the swamps.
Hold on.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
I'm here to settle up the bill.
Oh, yes. I'll be right there. Eli turns to everyone. Yeah, about that. I don't have any gold left.
You got money inside of your bag of holding, don't you?
Oh, yes. How much party fund? Can we have a party fund?
Yeah, who's carrying the party funds?
I guess it's me or Zito.
Let's see. You guys have 5,111 gold, 183 platinum, and 357 copper in your party funds.
Oh, okay. Eli will slowly slip out the door and shut it so that she doesn't like see in the room.
Oh no, this was a man.
Oh,
At least you're pretty
so
sure you're pretty sure it's a man.
He's slow, and he goes out in the hallway and like quickly shuts the door. Like, yep. Yes.
Sir, I must insist. You're not keeping any sort of animals in there, are you? The staff have said that there were some strange noises in the night.
No animals.
Make
Just a baby.
Make a persuasion check.
Do we overhear this?
Oh yeah, you can hear it. He's talking he's not talking quietly.
Is the room clean now? Did we do prestidigitation to?
I assume if you guys were preparing to leave, there's the teleportation that you did, but that's up to you guys.
Yeah, Eli would definitely want to clean it as much as they can because there's two giant people taking up all the room.
Sir, I must insist. I must inspect the room before you depart.
Oh, yes. Have you ever had a baby before?
I can't say that I have, but what does that have to do with the current matter at hand, sir?
Well, they're sleeping right now, and it takes a lot of effort to put them asleep without magic.
I can understand that, but again, I will be quiet as a mouse, in and out, very quickly.
Oh, and how much was the bill?
Let's see. Well, your friends drank quite a bit, ate quite a bit. Between yesterday, 2 meals, this morning's breakfast, carry the one. I would say that about 300 gold should settle up, including any possible expenses needed for the room, which I will be inspecting now. And he begins to reach his hand towards the knob and turn the knob.
Oh, remember.
And as he begins to open the door, how many hours did you say the growth potions lasted for?
Let me look it up. This is gonna be funny. 1d4 hours.
Okay,
so,
per person, right?
Yeah, so they have to both roll.
roll a d4. Okay. All right, so Auri, I would say that it probably didn't take you guys 2 hours to do all this, plus clean up all that. So they're both enormous still.
Oh, but wait. We'll stay another couple hours.
Oh! What in the name of all that is holy? Who let giants in here?
Hi.
Giants! Call the
I am wearing
guards!
No, wait, hold on. Here's an extra 200 gold.
He starts to like recoil from the room as he's looking around. He sees these two enormous individuals.
It was a wild magic. You heard of wild magic, sir? Wild magic.
Of course, I've heard of wild magic, but I haven't heard of
It was an
giants.
accident.
What are giants doing in your room? How did they even get in there?
Oh, I accidentally messed up on a spell, and boom, you know.
Sir, Mr. Stormbringer, this is most irregular.
I'm so sorry. Like I said, wild magic. We learned about it in school, and it happens. Can you control it when it happens?
Sure.
I mean, it just happens. Here's another 200.
I can control it by avoiding it completely. As you're shoving gold in his pockets, he's backing out of the room, and he says, "I don't know how they got in here, but I suggest you get them out of here as quickly as possible, and you make haste, sir."
Oh, don't worry, I will. Anything else? Just remember, we're doing a very important mission for the 12.
Right. And he immediately backs away, closes the doors, and you can hear him now calling, "Guards! Guards! We need you down here now!" What are you guys doing?
Is any of them actually shrinking? Is Ari gonna shrink anytime soon?
You don't know.
Dang it.
Does your spell work on them?
What do you mean?
I don't think that their size matters. It's willing creatures.
Oh, I have an idea. It's not going to work if they try to do anything funny, but anyone else have a disguise self spell around? Hey man, we're making the most of the circle. Stop laughing, Eli.
Zito has it, but he does not have it prepared.
If Ari is going to shrink, I can take care of this. But we're like fighting against TikTok now.
I'm pretty sure I didn't forget how to wild shape and stuff, but I'm also really confused. So maybe if you guys told me something.
Oh yes. Oh, Ari, can you turn into crap? They said no pets.
Can you turn into crap?
A cat. Can you turn into a cat?
A bug.
Yeah. I mean, is that part of the checkup?
Yes, it's part of the checkup.
Dr. Eli.
And hide in on Lathana's shoulder, hide, cover it up. And
okay.
Eli will cast reduce on Ender.
No, turn it into a turtle.
No. He said no. Yeah, he'll cast reduce on Ender. Quickly, get dressed. And we're
he needs to make a save, doesn't he?
If he's willing.
Oh, okay. Are you willing, Ender?
Of course.
This crazy Dr. Eli is coming after you with his hands out, and he's doing weird motions like he's making pretzels with his fingers.
You guys want me to be something really tiny? I'm gonna turn it into a rat.
No, not a rat.
Can you be a bug? Cat, and hide it. Quick.
Sure.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, I'm coming, and then Ender, put on clothes.
I don't.
Cat.
And we're all cleaning the room, smiling, and he'll open the door. Hello.
As you were about to open the door, he starts pounding on it.
I'll open the door. What's the matter?
You see a very tall, wide-shouldered warforged, burnished gold, wearing the colors of the vestments of this place. And you see behind him several individuals wearing plate armor. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but I was led to believe that there were giants in your chambers. And he starts looking around the room.
No giants here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then you won't mind if we come in and have a look ourselves.
Oh, no, come in. I was just tidying up before I was leaving.
Did you cast disguise on the kids?
Yes.
Okay, now there's 3 kittens in the room. I assume.
They might have they look like kids.
Oh, okay. So this very broad-shouldered, larger than you see for a warforged, very imposing. And as he walks in, you can see that he's armed with a glaive. It's across his back, and it's not. It seems to be split, so that it almost looks like he has like two. It's like a double-sided glaive with the blade sticking straight up over each shoulder. And the gentleman begins looking around the chamber, and he looks back at you, Eli, and says, no giants. Sorry to disturb you all.
No worries, and I would like that to... Whoever made that report, get rid of that report. I don't like my name being tainted.
No offense, sir, but I will have to make an official report. Regardless of whether we found giants in your chambers at all, we will have to interrogate the gentleman who made the report. We take false reports very seriously, sir.
No worries. As you can see, it is not true.
I understand that, but at the very least, allow me to let you take your leave. I believe this room is meant to be cleaned.
Yes.
And he begins turning around, and as he's turning around, he's looking, scanning the room. How long does that disguise self work on Red? That was last night, wasn't it?
Yeah. She disguised her too.
Looks, just sort of gazes in the direction of Red, and you hear him just say, curious. Very well, Master Stormbringer, sorry to bother you. And you just hear him stomping his heavy footfalls as he heads out of the chamber, and the gentleman wearing the plate mail begin filing away down the hall, and you can hear the sounds of people hush whispering of the individuals out in the hallway talking as they're watching this contingent of soldiers walk away. And it is almost 10 past 10, guys, so if you want to come to a point where we can end, we can, once Derek, as Eli, casts his teleportation spell.
Yes, Eli will quickly run downstairs, copy the sigil, run back up, and cast a spell.
Okay. Okay, so you're able to cast the spell. Once again, that familiar ethereal light begins to dance as it creates this orb of energy that you all become just wrapped up in. And one by one, I'm assuming you grabbed the stool.
Yeah, he's holding the stool. Everyone looks at him like he's crazy. He smiles and casts. Yeah.
Zip, 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 as each of you begin popping into existence within the chamber, the main hall of the tavern, back in the swamp, back in the swamps on the edge of the Glum River. And you all are deposited onto the rough-hewn floor of the chamber. Familiar sight. The wood is a bit stained from the leftover remains of the gelatinous creatures that you encountered before. Sounds of the swamp beginning to once again assault your senses. And you can all hear a familiar sound of someone off in the distance singing a song. It sounds like Ghanima. And that's where we're going to come to an end for tonight. All right. If we're all loaded in, you guys are ready?
Girl mashed tater.
Mashed taters.
Potatoes.
I got 2 taters and a microphone. I got 2 mashed taters and a microphone.
Good.
How about the
The
rest
big question is, guys,
Yes.
what we should all be wondering and anticipating is what exactly is going to happen to Eli tonight. You know, there's been a lot of threatening dangers to all of us. We've all experienced a lot of life-threatening events. However, Eli's been always, like, every single time we've been, like, in danger, almost dying, Eli's been aloft on his magical carpet looking down at us, reading a book.
And
Always
saving your
safe
life.
from harm. I don't know. Anyways, guys, he's always been safe, but this time, guess what? He is wrapped. He's in the jaws of death at the moment. And actually, worse than the jaws of death, he's in the jaws of losing his intellect and all of his memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all Jeremy's fault. I tried telling him not to, and Jeremy's all like, no, must make Derek suffer.
Let's count how many times Eli saved the party. If it wasn't for Eli, you'd all be dead. I think, 10 times?
You should seriously probably reserve that speech for after we're saving you. Right now you're making us all be like,
Derek,
should we just let him go?
If Eli dies, you're gonna run Zito tonight.
Good, I'll get him killed too.
Oh, good lord.